What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse, rants, no hate. So, I was thinking, I almost did this video last night, but I'm doing it now. And I was just thinking, the mindset of people, of course, we're all human beings, so it's not just any one set of people. So whether we're talking about fighters, fans of fighters, the people in their camps, whatever, it's gotten ridiculous how, I don't care how wrong a person is, slaves. This is what you guys are. Okay? Slaves. No matter how wrong a person is, no matter how much you know a person is full of it, you support everything that they do. And I'm willing to guarantee you there's not one person on here, whether you're married or whether you're dating someone, or there's somebody that you will argue with and disagree with. You know how I know you do. But I definitely know because you jump on these channels and want to argue with people because they tell the truth. But a lie sounds way better than the truth when it exposes, okay, or basically just shows the true color of the person that you're cheering for. Example, if a fighter says, I don't want to fight other Mexicans because I'm Mexican and I represent Mexico, even though that fighter has fought Mexicans before, not to mention is getting ready to fight another Mexican now, but it's one particular Mexican he wants to stay away from. Makes every excuse as to why he won't fight this Mexican, but the one he's about to fight isn't as good as the one he's avoiding. So when we say he's avoiding this guy, he's ducking him. No, he's ducked no one. His whole career, listen, I don't want to hear nothing about what he's done his whole career. When I say, hey, this man feels like he can just do what he wants, that's what he's doing. No, that's not true. He fights everyone. Then all of a sudden he comes and say, I do what I want. My whole career I fight and I earn it. He's letting you know. So all of you hypocrites that sit up here and talk about Floyd Mayweather, he was cherry picking towards the end. Like I told you, Floyd Mayweather was planning his exit strategy. If that's what Canelo was doing, right? If that's what he's doing, he's been doing it for far longer than Floyd. Then this is what pisses you people off, is because Floyd whooped his ass easily. So then you come with but he was too young, he was just a baby, blah blah blah, whatever, right? So right now, and let me say this: whether it was Keith Thurman, whether it was Sean Porter or Amir Khan, none of those guys, there was no demand between them and Floyd like it is with Canelo and David Benavidez. Those dudes, in my opinion, Floyd would have spanked them anyway. You don't know the outcome of a fight till you get one, but I have no reason to believe otherwise. But it's possible. Anybody can lose a fight, anybody. But I have no reason to believe, I don't see anything in their style, nothing. None of those guys. But at the same time, you guys cried and constantly compare Floyd to Canelo. Oh, Canelo would definitely beat Floyd now. Yeah, a guy who's retired doing exhibitions and not even in the same weight class, but just still comparing. Still pissed off, still butthurt because the fight happened and the outcome is Canelo lost and got his ass whooped. But now, here goes Canelo doing the same things that y'all accuse Floyd of doing. But it's okay. It's applaudable. It's applaudable. You didn't hear Floyd talk about, well, I'm a black American, I don't want to fight other black Americans, No. Y'all sit here and argue with people and get in your feelings and act like you don't see the facts, the proof right in front of you. When a man says, David Benavidez brings nothing to the table except 25 extra pounds, he's done nothing. Please tell me what Jaime Munguia has done. Please tell me what he's done. Tell me what John Ryder has done. I can give you a list of people that Canelo fought that David Benavidez more likely would destroy as well. Will put the smash on him. Okay, you both fought and beat Caleb Plant. You're in the same division. He's been there. Not coming up from 154 like Jaime Munguia. So at the end of the day, you've been there. This is your unbeatable weight, right? So you should have no problem with beating David Benavidez. Excuses to not fight him. When I tell you a man has no proof and you want to argue and debate it, then the man comes out himself and say, well, it's hard to convince people when you don't have proof. But you fail to see the logic, the reason, and the truth. When the man says his costume is too heavy, he had no legs going into the fight, he never said that. Then all of a sudden the video resurfaces and you hear him clearly say it. Even though it was all over ESPN and everywhere else. All of a sudden now, let's just be quiet and let this go away, let this pass. If I tell you a man sat here and said at one point, money doesn't motivate me, I don't care about the money, I don't fight for the money. It's the love of the sport. Same man turns around and says it's all about the money. I told you guys before, it's always been about the money. So he lied to you from the start. He didn't change his mind. A grown man has the mindset to say, common sense enough to say, hey, at one point it wasn't about the money, but now it is. No, it was never. It was always about the money. I told you, it's all about that coin, all about the money. The guy says he's going to do something, and he said he's not going to do something. He goes back and forth. He uses this bipolar nonsense, to use as an excuse as to why he does what he does. Oh, that's just Fury being Fury. But yet, the point in everything I'm saying is, there's actual video proof of them saying these things. Deontay's not going to get better. The dude doesn't think he has to get better. No, man, champ be trying this and this and this. Then the man stands up here and say, well, people got to understand when it comes to me, things that apply to other fighters don't apply to me. So we're making this up about Deontay. How are you going to improve when you don't feel like you need to? I got a blessed hand and a curse in the right hand. This is his words. All of these things. Teofimo Lopez shakes the hand of Bill Haney and promises Devin Haney's next. Teofimo Lopez Sr. shakes the hand of Bob Arum and promises Lomachenko's next. Then the man comes out of his face and says, the zone already knew what time it was. They knew I was about to drop the belts and go, and go up to 140 and all of these things. So my point is, you hear these guys say something and then say something completely different. So when he sealed the deal with a handshake, right, he knew all along he was lying. His dad knew all along they were lying. They knew they had no intentions on rematching Lomachenko. They knew they had no intentions on fighting Devin Haney. So all of these things. Why do you guys love to debate stuff that is not debatable? If somebody tells you the name of my channel is Aries Zodiac Boxing and you sit here and say, nah, man, I'm telling you, it's not Aries Zodiac. It's Aquarius Zodiac Boxing. I know. I've seen it. I've been watching dudes for years. Then all of a sudden they pull me up, but you go, nah, this is a different channel. Yeah, but nobody can find no goddamn Aquarius Zodiac Boxing, right? No, people just can't say, damn, that was my fault. Or I made a mistake. It's really not that serious. The state of boxing is the way it is because the people that are involved in the sport and people that watch it. It's sad because when you look at what boxing used to be, corruption has always been in it since its inception. Corruption has always been there. It's been a part of life, and it always will be. It's just like the people that do the most complaining are the ones who participate, who are guilty of. So I really don't understand all of but such and such did this and did that. I told you guys about Francis Ngannou. He's no saint, man. Stop it. The dude was being respectful. I told you, initially, if you watch, he tried to get a little spicy, talking about he heard Anthony Joshua has a weak chin. He wanted to test that chin out. And then somewhere he just started all that stopped, and it never reached that level of the disrespect. But bottom line, I saw and heard him say things that I'm like, yeah, this dude got that arrogance in him. He says things, and then he's nah, man, but you know what? He's a warrior. He's no poor sport. Now all of a sudden, he not only made excuses about him being drugged, and then him being tricked into coming to the arena 5 hours early. Now his family's chiming in saying that, it's Dewey Cooper's fault that he lost. And hey, listen, y'all, listen. My point of this whole video is we bring you the boxing news. I don't sit here and do that chitter-chatter nonsense. I don't say things just to say it. One thing's for sure. When you get to the point where you're trying to debate facts and proof, you're not only delusional, you are just a plainly stupid person, because you can't debate facts. You can't debate proof. When we witness these things, and people sit up and want to tell you, yeah, but you got to understand, like, let me make an example of something, right? Do you realize you can watch something right now that you've watched a million times in the past? Whatever the hype was around the conversation about a particular thing in that fight, do you realize you can overlook things? Like, example, I'll show you. You go back to Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas. I think it was the 9th round. The round before he knocked him out. I think it was the 9th round. 8th or the 9th round. Buster Douglas hit Mike Tyson with a shot that sent him flying back into the ropes. If the ropes wasn't there, Mike would have went down, more than likely. More than likely, he would have went down, okay? The ropes definitely, held him up. I made that point to somebody yesterday, and they said, damn, I never paid attention to that, but damn, the ropes did hold Mike up. Mike would have went down once for ropes. Okay. So that means the ref could have gave Mike Tyson a standing 8 count, simply because the ropes held him up. But that didn't happen. Now, my point is what? All of the Mike Tyson fans to this very day in 2024 crying about, oh man, they gave Buster a long count and this and that and whatever. Okay, whatever. The only reason Buster won because his mother died. Okay, and that guarantees a win because your mama died. So you think just because that happens, you're going to go in there and your game plan is just going to work, or whatever you do is just going to work. You can do no wrong because your mama died. Man, please. The point is he won. All these little intangibles that you try to attach to his victory doesn't change anything. So everybody's talking about that, but damn, if you look, even when Mike Tyson when he was counting, look at how long Mike Tyson was on his hands and knees trying to pick his mouthpiece up. And the referee wasn't counting no faster for Mike Tyson than he was for Buster Douglas. Nobody points that shit out, though. Why? Because Mike wasn't supposed to lose. No, we all want Mike to win. Nah, hell no, something had to be wrong. Oh, he was out screwing Japanese women with Bobby Brown. Oh, it's Robin Givens' fault. Everything other than Buster Douglas was the better man that night, plain and simple. Plain and simple. I don't care what Buster did before that. I don't care what he did after that. He was the better man that night. Buster Douglas always was a good boxer. He was just known to quit and not really let it all out. Bottom line, the dude could box. Okay. Now, that all being said, I hear so many people repeat to this very day what someone else said about another fighter and this, that, and whatever. It was funny to me because I even watched, and I remember the referee warning, hey, watch your heads. Because Mike, when he throws his jab, he hops in with the jab. Okay, to try to cover more distance. Hops in with the jab, and then he's coming with the overhand right, left to the body, right hook to the body. You understand what I mean? He's going to dig on you. And the ref had to warn him for leaping in, right? I remember somebody making the comment about Mike Tyson being a dirty fighter, and people, no, Mike. No, Mike did dirty shit in the ring too. But because you a fan, then I go back and I show you the fucking footage. Then you go, damn, I never paid attention. Well, shut the fuck up when somebody's educating you, because this is what I'm saying. I'm not telling you he did something that he didn't do. I'm watching him do this shit. In that same fight, I think it might have been in the 4th round, they made the comment that since Mike Tyson, I forget the guy named, not Customato, the other dude, little chubby faced dude with the little, losing his hair up top. I forget his damn name. But they said since Mike Tyson hasn't been with him, Mike doesn't move his head like he used to. Sugar Ray Leonard basically said he disagreed, that Mike is not the same fighter without these people. He said, look, and bottom line, the same thing I've been saying, and I never understood these excuses. It's like, you don't just forget how to do these things, man. You learn, for that matter, you can learn, you forget how to throw a jab. You forget how to throw any punch. You forget anything. They were blaming everything. It's everything. It's because of Custom Model. It's because of Rooney. Kevin Rooney, whatever his name is, something Rooney. Oh, ever since he hasn't been with, you don't just forget these things. They don't just go away. Okay? How hard you train, how hard you push yourself. You remember these things. These are things you go over. They write this shit down. You do film study. You study your own sparring. All of these things. So, check this out. Remember when people were saying, no, before I say that, my point with Sugar Ray disagreeing. Sugar Ray can do no wrong. Anything Sugar Ray say, everybody, yeah. But when he says something about another fighter that you like just as much as you like him or more, now all of a sudden Sugar Ray, oh no, he don't know what he's talking about. He ain't the same. Whose fault is that? Is your opponent supposed to show up and go, you know what, Mike don't have Kevin Rooney no more, so fuck it, I'm gonna hold back, or I'm gonna let Mike just knock me out. You're not supposed to go in there and fight and win because you fighting Mike Tyson. No, it was the same type of excuses. I wanted to see Mike win just as much as anybody else, but not to the point where I'm gonna sit here and make excuses because he lose. I don't do that for no fighter, not even if it was my blood relative. No excuses. Sugar Ray Leonard, and I agree with Sugar Ray a million percent. Like plain and simple, you don't just forget these things because you got a different trainer, man. And these are the things that work. So we talk about muscle memory and instinctively the things that you resort to. You don't forget this stuff. Now, Anthony Joshua wasn't looking the same for a while. Look at all you fucking experts that sat there and said, oh, it takes years to get with the trainer and to really, learn that trainer and that trainer learn you. He's not going to be able to do this and this and this. And that was one of the reasons, too, why they picked Otto Wallin to beat him. He was just with Robert Garcia. Now, he's with Derek James, and I don't think he has enough. Derek James is, maybe improve in certain areas, but he's not going to give him enough where he can just become a different fighter. And it's not enough time, and he's going to lose because you have to pick one trainer and this and this and this. And all of a sudden, he showed up and got his mojo back in an Otto Wallin fight. And what was said about him? What was said about him? Oh, no. There's no difference in AJ, even though my two eyes, anybody else whose eyes are working just fine and have a brain in their head can see, nah, AJ's back. This is the AJ we need back right here. This is a different AJ. Okay, this is a different AJ. Oh no, they knew each other. They sparred with each other. Yeah, they sparred with each other. So he knew what he had to do. Beat the man so bad he quit. Didn't protest nothing. Hell, thank you for saving me from this ass whooping. Then Johnny Nelson was another one. He was the ringleader with that shit. And all the people chimed in. Even people that wanted to see him win were saying the same shit. Then Johnny Nelson goes, we will be able to see where AJ is determining how he looks against Ngannou. But he said, if AJ does win, it's going to be a tough fight. I think it goes the distance, blah, blah, blah. AJ's going to have to hit. Everybody with that same bullshit have to hit and hold and run. Hit, hold, and run. Hit, hold, and run. Hit, hold, and run. That's the same exact shit people said Holyfield was going to have to do in order to beat Mike Tyson. He's not going to be able to stand in front of Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson this, Mike Tyson that. You know what Aries said? Real young Aries at the time said? I said, man, Mike Tyson, his speed, his explosiveness, his power, I get it. But Holyfield is a better fighter all around. And Holyfield has been fighting guys way bigger than him. So he don't have that problem with Mike Tyson. He just don't be sloppy because Mike got that kind of quickness. He'll throw shots. You might not see the shit coming, and that's the shot that hurts you, the one that you don't see coming, right? I'm like, but Holyfield is a better fighter than Mike Tyson, man. And basically, unless Holyfield is like really just washed up, really just like, because he wasn't exactly the same. That's why it's funny when people say Mike Tyson wasn't the same. Well, shit. Holyfield was in there having wars with guys like Bo. You know what I'm saying? George Foreman, all these, I mean, the guys he fought, he was in it. Michael Moorer, all these dudes. He was in there fighting when Mike wasn't there. And Holyfield ain't never been known to, I just want to fight easy competition. No, Holyfield wanted the fights. He got the fights. Certain fights, a lot of fights didn't happen with a lot of these guys. But look at Holyfield's resume. No fucking body from his era has a better resume than him. He fought all those dudes. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm looking at this and I'm going, y'all scared of Mike Tyson. Y'all got this whole, you just can't beat Mike mentality. How the fuck could you train a fighter to win thinking like that? So if you was training a fighter, it don't have to be Holyfield. Any fighter, just imagine, who could you train and they're going to be successful? You're telling them to just go in there and run and try to survive like the goddamn casino game they got. It's not designed for you to win. It's just to see how long you're going to survive in there. So I'm sitting there going, well, damn, how do you train a fighter to win when you don't even believe that nobody can beat this guy? I'm like, I guess we're just built way different. There's no guess. We are. Because I don't fear no motherfucker. And I don't look at no man and think he's unbeatable. I said, man, if Holyfield stand his grounds and he just be defensively smart, he can catch them shots and he can fire back. He can hit Mike easier than Mike can hit him. He's a better fighter than Mike. I don't know, Aries. No, I don't know, but I don't give a fuck what you know. I'm saying, we'll see what happens. And we know Evander got a chin on top of that. I don't care who you call the hardest puncher in the division or who you think's the hardest puncher of all. Any motherfucker that can punch, that can crack, can hurt you, can knock you out. And that's all that matters. We start getting to all these little stupid categories that don't mean shit. Because between Holyfield and Mike, who you think hit harder? Mike, right? Who got fucked up? Who resorted to biting a motherfucker's ear and blaming it on headbutts and all this bullshit? And that's why I say, you sit here and watch. I would love any one of you dumb motherfuckers. That's why I sit down with people and I'm saying, we gonna watch this fight. I've done this with people. And then sit there and look and then go, damn, you right. I thought, yeah, I know you thought, motherfucker. You repeat what everybody's been telling you. You watch this fucking fight, you see who was doing what. You motherfuckers love to complain, but y'all don't even tell the truth. Y'all not even honest with yourselves. Y'all lie so much y'all start believing your own lies. And you convince yourself to believe that what you're saying is true because that's what the general consensus says. Oh, he was headbutting, and he was, okay, right. Now I can sit here and put a compilation together and show you all the Mike fouls and dirty shit, and you'll be going, damn, I ain't know Mike did that. Exactly, so shut up. That's my point. It's always, let's defend people and make up excuses for people when they lose. Doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything. I mean, you had Oscar Valdez fans saying, no, because sometimes I believe he drank the tea that his aunt gave him and stuff, or his grandmother, or whoever gave him the damn tea. And because sometimes you got to understand, in my country, you know, I shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck. But y'all got steroid tea, motherfucker? Just shut the fuck up. The dude got popped dirty. He came up with the tea bullshit. And just like Robert Garcia said, he said, let me tell you something, man. He said, Mexican fighters, the go-to excuse when they pop dirty is, I had some bad meat. That's the go-to excuse. Is that, because they have less of a chance of being suspended, you know, being banned, because it's possible. It's like, you know, so and so many Mexican fighters that when they pop dirty, that's what they're gonna say. This is coming from Robert Garcia. So I always look and go, who do you think in your mind do you think that you're debating? You think you're debating with the content creator, but you're not. So because you're an Oscar Valdez fan, he could be telling the truth about the tea. Okay, my thing is, I look at everybody and I say, let's see what happens. Let's get a benefit of a doubt. The excuses that people come up with are ridiculous. And this is why I say it's better to just say nothing. Other than, look, I didn't take anything, so whatever they found, we're going to try to get to the bottom of this. But I know what I take and what I don't take, and I've been taking the same thing all these years, nothing different. So we're going to cover that, and I'm not going to talk about it because until we can get to the bottom of it and I can prove what or whatever it is in my system or how it got there, whatever, there's nothing to really talk about. And plain and simple, I respect that, because if you can't prove yourself and you're just saying I'm innocent and you're lashing out at people, basically, even if you are, you're going to look guilty. But once again, people are selective of who they think is innocent and who they think is not innocent. But who do you think that you're debating? Because at the end of the day, the second most people hear somebody failed the test, automatically that person is guilty. Automatically. Guilty. No trial, no nothing. They're just guilty. I know they did it. They're guilty. For that to be the case, think about this. Can you imagine somebody actually defending Panama Lewis? When he sat there and said, nah, give me that bottle. No, not that one, the one I mixed. Just imagine somebody going, well, nah, but that don't mean something was in it to give him a boost. Did Aaron Pryor not come out in that next round like a fucking house of fire, or did he not? And fucked the lectures all the way up and got him out of there. Out of nowhere, his energy just bam. You know what I'm saying? He didn't go to that corner with that kind of energy. He came out that motherfucker like, I'm ready, let's go. That fucking round, he went out there and did what he had to do. Now, what I'm saying is, I don't care how much you like Aaron Pryor. Oh, Aaron the Hawk Pryor, okay, yeah, whatever. You can call him whatever kind of bird you want. The dude was sitting in that corner and he heard Panama Lewis say, no, not that one, the one I mixed. And he willingly took whatever was in that bottle. If Nassim Richardson wasn't in that dressing room, he wouldn't have caught Margarito with the fucking plaster in his fucking hand wraps. Now, imagine someone trying to defend that. Here's the reality. There was people trying to defend that shit. There was people trying to defend Panama Lewis. Do you understand me? What was the difference? Wasn't no YouTube and social media and all that shit then, that's all. But they were trying to defend them motherfuckers. Yet, the person giving you the news is wrong. The person giving you the news is jumping conclusions. The person that's giving you the news don't know what they're talking about. Yet, we're quoting what comes out of your mouth. We're showing what these people did. But we don't know what we're talking about. Doesn't matter, because the real ones know. And we're going to do our we're going to do our diligence. We're not going to, people going, I don't care what nobody thinks. You guys that sit here and support cheaters, you support liars, you sit here and want to wave your flag around because you guys from the same, but I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I don't give a fuck if we live in the same house. If you're doing some crooked shit, because I love you, I'm going to pull you aside. I'm going to let you know about that shit. But I'm not going to sit up here and make excuses because you lose. It's like I tell my son, I got a son that play basketball. He run track. He does all the shit. I said, listen, put your mind to what you want to do. Focus on it. Have fun. Enjoy it. Don't get caught up with these hissy fits. Don't get caught up with making excuses. Don't get caught up with none of this negative nonsense. If you lose, you lose. When you win, you win. Be the same way you gracious when you win, and defeat be the same way. I mean, when you lose, be the same way when you lose. Because at some point, you're going to lose. You're going to win, you're going to lose. You're going to come in first place, you're going to come in third place. You're going to come in fifth. It happens. How hard you push yourself and how you dedicate yourself to what you're doing will determine how well you develop. You understand what I mean? So don't get in the habit of complaining if you lose, and he doesn't. He follows the instructions I give him. And this is what I mean. People don't know how to do this shit. It is just so hard for somebody to say, hey, I'm sorry, that's my mistake. Nah, you know what? That was on me. I told him to do that. That was my mistake. Hey, the better man won. Hey, you know what? No, it has to be, this is the era of you can make excuses and we'll accept it. If you're not making excuses up, then something's wrong with you. Now, with all of this being said, let me tell you something that I saw the other day. I watched a video of a guy who normally he just sucks Canelo off every video. Canelo can do no wrong. I mean, every video. I don't care if he makes 20 videos a week. Canelo is at least 15 to 17 of them are about Canelo. And I'm trying to understand how much can you say about a guy who pretty much is doing the things that Canelo is doing. I mean, his current status. I don't care what he did in the past is what he did. You can't take away what he accomplished, okay? But even in those accomplishments, there were still guys he could have fought that were better than the guys that he won, even though there's guys that had belts. It's like, well, he has a belt too, and he's way better than him. Why are you fighting him and not him? Okay, but bottom line, his accomplishments are what they are. But this guy actually sat here and admitted that Canelo is ducking Benavidez. But he sat there and brought up Floyd and then tried to degrade Floyd's name and say all this kind of shit about Floyd. And I said, at this point, his whole fan base should just stop watching this particular video and go, okay, you just sat here and said, yeah, he's ducking Benavidez. Why should he fight Benavidez? He's young, strong, and hungry. Canelo, in my opinion, beats Benavidez, but Benavidez, I mean, it's possible Benavidez. Well, let me say it like this: completely fucked up. He realized he fucked up. Then he goes, well, let me say it like this: Canelo has earned the position he's in, just like Floyd did, and nobody was criticizing Floyd. I'm like, what planet do you live on? Nobody was criticizing Floyd. You motherfuckers criticize Floyd no matter who he fights. I mean, nobody, like, for example, nobody brought up Canelo's age when he fought Floyd. They talked about how poised he was, how relaxed, how calm he was, and how professional he was, till he got his ass spanked. Then all of a sudden he was too young. He was just a baby. Right. Well, I'll tell you what. When you sit here and admit that a fighter is ducking a fighter, and he said there's several fighters that Canelo could fight, but why should he fight them? So you support cherry picking. And it's funny because two fucking videos later, he made a fucking video. What is he saying? It's obvious. Deontay Wilder, he's garbage truck juice. He just basically wants to fucking all he wants to do is fight guys that are past their prime, guys that never did anything, get a good knockout, look good, and then want the big money fight with Anthony Joshua. But you know that you cannot make a fight with anyone of that status without earning it. Real fighters don't duck. You just said here 2 videos ago and you actually said, you admitted fucking Canelo is ducking Benavidez, but you tried to justify it. Then you know what this motherfucker did? He went and took the video down. Now, this is me saying this, okay? This is my opinion. I believe, it could be other reasons why he took it down, but I believe him slipping up and admitting Canelo is ducking and saying, why should he have to fight Benavidez? Let me put it like this. He admitted that he's ducking several fighters, like David Morrell. So I'm like, this dude seemed like he made this video off of anger. That's what it seems like to me. Like he made this video off of anger. And then once he made the video, it wasn't well thought out. And then afterwards, he realized what he said. And he took it down. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people. And I will catch y'all on the next video.